What is going on, YouTube? And got a new intro. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Subscribe, like, and just share the video. All right. Anyway, today we're going to be checking out how Amy Schumer, who is a female comedian, became the most hated human in the world. Now, I didn't think Amy Schumer was hated, but let me know. Do you hate her down in the comments section? Yeah, we're gonna check it out. I love this guy.
First on literally every single list titled "Worst or Most Hated Comedians of All Time."
That's wild. I don't mind her.
Different reasons for it become most interesting when you realize that toward the beginning of.
She's definitely not my most favorite comedian in the world, but I don't hate her for sure, so I don't know what happened.
She was
Maybe I'll hate her after this video.
Amongst the general population. For example, she was listed in Time's top 100 most influential people of 2015, whilst her comedy specials such as this one, and this one received mostly positive reviews, one of which confidently stated that Amy Schumer leaves her audience in stitches. However, while this review was mostly positive, if we go back a couple of sentences, it also points out the first reason as to why Amy Schumer would eventually become so hated. It's easy to label Amy Schumer a one-trick pony. As the title of her special suggests, she talks about sex and she doesn't talk about much else. Her idea of comedy is making jokes about how terrible her vagina smells and or how many guys she's blown. That's not comedy. This was a comment on a thread discussing why her style was so controversial, the thread including another supporting comment which stated, "You can call her a one-trick pony or two-trick, which are 1. Here is my vagina, want a detailed description, you will have it anyway. 2. Men are pathetic and I like to assault / manipulate / emasculate."
Yeah, she does talk a lot of shit about us boys, dude.
It becomes obvious that not only does Amy Schumer have little diversity in terms of what topics she jokes about, but her narrow style of joking about her
the fact that I haven't caught her talking only about those two things, I definitely know, but I kind of feel like an idiot because I guess that's probably true.
Specific females such as this one who had commented, "You can only have so much self-deprecating humor before people get tired of it. How much do I need to hear about her pussy? Certainly not the entire length of her stand-up show, that's for damn sure."
A lot of vagina talk.
Content such as the discussion of female promiscuity also leaves Amy Schumer open to political backlash and debate. This is the next thing that began to turn the audience against her back in 2016, politics. One article written by CBS News stated around 200 people walked out of her Tampa show when Schumer launched into a withering takedown of Donald Trump. It's somewhat of a surprise that fans were caught off guard because Schumer isn't known for suppressing her political views. In addition to this, Amy Schumer would announce that she was pregnant by posting a list of the people she had voted for, adding at the bottom, "I'm pregnant Amy Schumer," using her pregnancy to drive traffic to the candidates which she considered to be favorable. Whenever Amy spoke politically, she always took a liberal viewpoint and was very anti-Republican, even having interviewed Hillary Clinton, yet her audience would come to discover that back in 2007, Amy Schumer actually got her first big break as a guest on Fox News, which was a pro-Republican news station, angering both sides of the political spectrum. Amy going public with her political opinions meant that she had now alienated another 50%.
Okay, quick pause again. I don't know. I mean, discuss your political opinions is usually a bad idea because people like really care about that kind of stuff, but also for her being on Fox News in 2000, like people like focus on the past so much, dog. I used to fucking suck my thumb like 15 years, well, okay, hang on. Like when I was a kid, I sucked my thumb. So now that I'm an adult, are you gonna get mad because I sucked my thumb? Like, oh, he's a thumb sucker, like, or whatever. Like, and I don't know. I'm just basically like making the idea that 10 years ago I would have been 14 because I'm 24 now. I don't know. I probably did some fuck shit when I was 14, man. I definitely did, like ding dong ditching and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys are gonna be like, unsubscribe, ding dong ditcher, dude. What? So immature.
Whenever Amy Schumer was criticized for the comedy itself, she'd use politics as an easy way out by simply blaming the criticism on the alt-right, as highlighted in another comment which stated, "Worst of all, when her audience gives her honest feedback, she whines about how her critics must hate women or how they're all alt-right. Yeah, sure, Amy, the only reason people hate you is that they're all a bunch of Nazi anti-Semitic misogynists." This comment also highlighted the next reason as to why Amy
gotta
Schumer
take some
so
ownership
hated,
for sure,
and that's her
as well.
lack of personal responsibility and victim complex, which is sometimes even mixed with a hint of entitlement and the contrary attitude that she's better than everyone else. For example, in late 2015, an article was published by Page 6 titled, "Amy Schumer thinks she's too famous to check
How am I getting
gym,"
a phone
which
call?
read, "Amy Schumer."
Okay, sorry. All right, so yeah, if you're famous, I don't think that you have to give a selfie to everybody, right? Because like if you're not looking good, you feel tired. Holy shit, I'm getting blown up. Sorry about that. I don't think that you should have to like, give people like just like let people take pictures of you. I don't think that that's like entirely cool. However, in my personal opinion, if your fans really, really like you, like if I knew somebody famous and like I wanted to get a picture of them, it's a big deal for that person. So you should try and like definitely give fans photos. You know, if I ever became famous and you would ever want to take a picture with me, we're taking that picture. I don't care if I look stupid. That's my thought on
comedy show. This guy,
but I don't totally disagree with her.
Next to me and scared the shit out of me. Put a camera in my face. I asked him to stop, and he said, "No, it's America, and we paid for you." This was in front of his daughter. I was saying stop and no. Great message to your kid. Yes, legally you're anymore, and it's because of this dude in Greenville. Yet after the other person involved was then interviewed by a local news station, a whole different side to the story was revealed.
But he tells us that's not exactly how it went according to him.
I see her face and I'm like, all right, cool. So I hurry up and get on my Instagram and I'm like, there goes Amy. And then she just loses it and she just gets mad. And that is totally false, what she wrote about me.
So if Amy Schumer was too famous to check into her local gym or take photos with fans, she must have thought pretty highly of herself. If that's truly the
and
case,
she's in sunglasses, dog, like, with an $11 million dude. Like, just take the picture. Or also just like be like, hey bro, like just ask for a picture.
Right?
Don't point it in my face.
Not really.
And then take the picture.
$11 million offer wasn't enough money for 60 minutes of comedy footage, citing it as unfair due to Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle receiving $20 million for their specials. Now this argument would be perfectly fine assuming all three comedy specials were of similar quality, only they most certainly weren't. Amy's comedy special, the one that she was paid $11 million for, was so bad that IMDb users gave it a rating of 3.1 out of 10, whilst Netflix had to change their rating system entirely, which hit its 1.35 out of 5-star performance on their platform. The changes to the industry she's made is incredible, like how Netflix had to remove their rating system because her special was so terrible.
The goods and the bads of this comedy special. We'll go ahead and start about what's good with it. That ends that segment. That about covers that.
Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, on the other hand, received a rating of 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb, whilst Chris Rock's received a less impressive but still superior rating of 6.6 out of 10. Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock were ranked as number 9 and number 5 on Rolling Stone's top 50 comedians of all time, whilst the only list Amy Schumer seems to top is IMDb's top 10 worst comedians of all time. When Dave Chappelle went on Comedy Central all the way back in 2004, he'd receive a viewership of 3.1 million people, yet when Amy Schumer went on Comedy Central at the height of her popularity in 2016, her viewership was less than 500,000. I'm truly cackling at the audacity of Amy Schumer thinking she deserved the same pay as Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. Like, girl, what? So Amy Schumer wants Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle money, but haven't put in the years they put in. Talk about privilege and opportunity, shaking my head. Amy Schumer is maybe
unless
Josh
you
Gad
popping
level.
on and you're like way
as
better.
Chris Rock. She's not a legend like Dave Chappelle. In case Amy Schumer complaining about being paid $11 million wasn't already dumb enough, it became even worse when her audience would discover that some of the jokes within her special might have been stolen from other comedians. Compilations began to pop up on YouTube such as these two, giving example after example of the ways in which Amy Schumer had stolen jokes from other comedians in the past.
How's this?
That's fucked up.
Oh, that's perfect.
They can ring you up right over there.
Thanks so much.
Sure. Okay, I'm Bengi. If you need any other sizes, you please let me know, all right?
Okay.
There you go.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
Great.
All right, did somebody help you with this?
Yeah, she's right over... Oh, she's not there.
Did someone help you today?
Yeah,
Who was it?
you know, I don't see him.
Oh, that's okay. What did she look like?
She's... dark hair. She was wearing a blazer.
Oh, yeah, all the girls are wearing blazers.
Do you know what he looks like?
Yeah, he is wearing like a vest, like a plaid shirt.
I don't know what everyone
This
who
shit
works here wears.
this is
If-
not great.
She had a favorite president, it would probably be Lincoln.
Are there any other distinguishing features?
I would guess he probably voted for Obama. I know I did.
As these compilations began to pick up steam on YouTube,
Damn, that's-
news article
yeah,
after news
that's
articles
kinda-
published calling Amy
I don't know,
Schumer a
that
joke
one's
thief,
not great.
whilst others within the comedy space would come forward stating that Amy Schumer stealing jokes was discussed regularly behind the scenes. Twitter took the exact same standpoint in posts such
Yeah, that's
as, is it
fucked
just
up,
me or
dog.
is Amy Schumer just not that funny? Despite the fact that she has a terrible personality and steals half her jokes, prompting Amy to address the criticism in an Instagram post where she'd once again alleviate any personal responsibility by blaming the backlash on Reddit. Dear bittersweet, misunderstood geniuses in the bowels of subreddit chat rooms. I've never stolen a joke in my life, also going on the Jim Norton advice show before stating
Well,
the
it doesn't
following.
seem
And
like
I'm so
you haven't stole a joke because you
and
just did.
None of these
and
things had ever reached me, and I will literally take a polygraph, and I just would never do that. Like, that would be so stupid for me to do that.
Amy Schumer would eventually take a polygraph test for a Vanity Fair video, during which she was asked about stealing jokes.
Coming up with new material is difficult. Have you ever stolen a joke?
No.
Yes, she was telling the truth.
What about an idea for a sketch?
No.
An idea for a character?
No.
Let me rephrase. Have you ever taken inspiration for a joke from somebody else?
No.
100%.
Yet the video is edited in a bizarre way where she says no before it fails to include whether or not she was telling the truth. The whole dilemma was certainly a point of debate, yet one joke which Amy Schumer definitely hadn't stolen was a joke made in front of Steve-O back in 2014 relating to the death of his friend Ryan Dunn.
And Steve-O is here. Steve-O, great try. Steve-O! But I truly am, no joke, sorry for the loss of your friend Ryan Dunn. I know you must have been thinking it could have been me, and I know we were all thinking, why wasn't it? Thank you.
Steve-O is always laughing. When he's not, it's for real. Imagine being such a buzzkill that you kill Steve-O's vibe. Amy Schumer doesn't understand the concept of dark humor. She's got the dark, now she just needs to find the humor. What made this even worse was that her audience would eventually use this little zinger as an example that Amy Schumer was able to dish out harsh jokes, but was unable to take them herself. What we're referring to is a tweet made in early 2016 by a 17-year-old movie critic who had posted a photo of himself with Amy Schumer, titled with a light-hearted comedic caption reading, "Spent the night with @Amy Schumer." Certainly not the first guy to write that, referring to Amy often talking about the different guys she's been with during her shows. So if Amy thought it was appropriate to joke about Steve-O's recently deceased friend, surely she shouldn't have a problem with someone making a little comment about the amount of guys she's been with, especially considering it's basically all she talks about within her shows.
Right,
well,
exactly.
Amy didn't take it all that lightly, replying to the 17-year-old fan by stating, "I get it, cause I'm a whore. Glad I took a photo with you, hi to your dad." Others on Twitter would respond to what you might call Amy's inconsistent joke morals by stating, "That's the same type of joke Amy Schumer uses to keep her fame. Suddenly that humor is off limits now, huh? LOL." Others would support Amy Schumer in tweets stating,
Dude, honestly, I just hate people that are like her, where it's like you get so like upset and butthurt on so many different levels, and then like it's just so you're so inconsistent like in your life, is you're just all over the place. It's hard to be like, I don't know if you guys have ever had like a friend or something that, you know, some days he's just pissed off, some days, or she is like just like really happy, then really sad, then really angry, then like, you know, really annoyed. Like it's just like, it's like, holy cow, you just don't have like any sort of like consistency. Like it's like you don't know what you're gonna get, and then like, you know, you make a joke, they make a joke, you make a joke, then they get upset. It's like,
thank you @Amy Schumer for holding him accountable and not just blowing it off. Yet the discourse and contrast between these two different viewpoints really conclude how Amy Schumer became so hated. She used controversy and difference of opinion to grow her career whilst angering the entire world in the process.
all right guys, so that is why Amy Schumer, fuck Amy Schumer. No, I'm just kidding. You know, sometimes she has funny stuff, I guess, and if it's not funny to me, I won't watch it, man. But if it's funny and I want to laugh and she's got something funny to say, I'll watch it. I think that you guys should, you know, make sure you stay unbiased as well. If you find something funny, enjoy it. If you find something not funny, don't enjoy it. And if you don't support somebody for the way they act, then don't support them. That kind of goes two different ways. Is like, you know, do you support somebody that has like this kind of attitude? You probably shouldn't. Whatever. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.